Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Shout out to everybody in the chat. You guys, my hair is crazy this morning. Shout out to everybody, guys. Thank you so much for being here. I am just giving a little bit of commentary to a couple things. Excuse me. Let me clear my throat and I got my coffee. Welcome, everybody. Thank you guys for being here. Shout out. You studying for a quiz? I'll be listening, but I'm studying for a quiz. Shout out to Kitty Coo. Kitty Coo, study for your quiz. All right. Don't get distracted by this stuff over here. Welcome. Welcome, Lori's Play. Thank you for being here, you guys. I just wanted to give some commentary to, and I'm not breaking the news of anything. Shout out to Miss Marilyn and shout out to Natalie, who's kind of giving some commentary to this. So we talked a little bit about what was it? Was it Friday about new board members on the aftermath? At least one of them, and I guess we have more, which I think is amazing. That they have new members. I guess I'm just a little confused. Like, are they replacing the members, current members, or what's that going to look like? I also want to shout out Aaron because I'm catching up from his stream on the 15th. Now, mind you, he does like member only streams and then he releases the streams for the public. So we got a name for the new foundation too, which I think is amazing. I really do. So let's talk a little bit about some of these new members with the Aftermath Foundation right quick. And shout out to I'm glad. Look, I think these are former now of course, shout out to Natalie because she kind of explains some of these members. Some of these members, I believe two of them are former Scientologists. I know we talked about Mr. Phil over here on Friday because I know he had something to do with the billboard. And but I'm not familiar with this lady right here by the name of Stephanie Hutchinson. I like the fact that she was a never in. I think it gives a little bit more diversity. But do the new members have a vote? That's a great that's a great question. That is a great question. I don't know, help from above. I don't really know how they run stuff. I honestly think looking at it out of like helpful perspective, it's great to have lots of boards or lots of, stuff like this, right? More people to help out, the better. However, I really hope that there's um that they work on their not just this not just the aftermath, but I would even say that for anybody. That people got to work on being trauma informed when it comes to things like this, especially when you're like at the front end of uh, you know, getting people that are needing help, especially they're getting out. Like it's one thing to be an expert of your situation, your trauma, but everybody's trauma is a little bit different, right? So you kind of have to honor that. You just do. You just do. Lori says Stephanie is an is a stand. So if MR stays, he has 3 votes. Well, there. Lord have mercy. Well, there's that, Miss Lori, and there's that. Me thought that they would be recruiting from outside of Scientology. Uh, you know, it doesn't sound like these guys are former executives of anything cult wise. So I'll give them that. But I think one good thing that came out of this is Aftermath Foundation is in the process of establishing an advisory committee as we continue to grow and learn in our efforts to establish effective initiatives to accomplish our charitable purpose. The advisory committee will be comprised of volunteers who will meet and provide advice and support. I think it's a great idea. They definitely need an advisory committee. If you have an interest in being considered for this advisory committee, please email Bruce Hines. And there's that email. I think it's great. I honestly think that the Aftermath Foundation would have been more effective if those board members were advisory versus actual board members. Just my thought. Bug says, don't try to be someone's counselor if you're not a clinician. Well, there you go. I think that can apply to just about anybody, right? It's so disappointing that AF has devolved into into what it's devolved into at this point. So just so disappointing. I would agree. I'm waiting. So the new foundation. Now I am not giving new information. This has been out there and whatnot. Out there, put out there by Aaron, of course. It's called the SPTV Foundation. And I was really, really nosy during the weekend, and I went to do some digging, and I found the SPT Foundation Inc. on the website, which I thought was freaking amazing. It's up there, y'all. It's up there. It's got its board members. I mean, it's got its people up there and name. I'm happy. I mean, I'm not giving new news. I saw Surge's name in there. I saw a bunch of people's name in there. So yeah, I'm excited for that. See, I appreciate they're making changes. I'm hesitant as one of the new directors has a social media and a blog post that I thought were not kind to Miriam. Yeah, I know, Constance. It's just really, really unfortunate that that's what's going on. I hate that. And I really hope that they got to revamp a lot of stuff as far as that foundation goes. But do we need more foundations? Absolutely. We need more foundations, especially bigger foundations, right? That specialize in this kind of trauma because it's very unique. It's not, you know, it's a very unique kind of trauma, and I'm not saying you need a bunch of clinicians that are experts at this. I think that there needs to be more training. And I truly hope, there's a lot of training out there that people can do for free too to become more trauma informed. There's a lot of people that are wanting to get their clinical hours that they're willing to do that. They're willing to run trainings for folks that want to become more trauma informed. So that is out there for those that want to do it. You said AF just did a whole lot of nothing and change and called it change. Lily's like, I'm forgiving. She's like, y'all did nothing. No worries, Vic. I just went live. I think maybe that's why people weren't getting notifications because I just went live. Just got here catching up. New board members is a step in the right direction, but Rinder still needs to step down. I don't know. I mean, at this point, I think all of them need to step down. But I don't know. It sounds like when I was listening to Miss Marilyn over there, shout out to her. It sounds like these guys are like possible replacements. I don't know. I don't know. Nebula says full transparency is required. Full audit of what has happened, what is going on in such organization should be independent. I would agree with you on that. Any type of public collecting of monies and any type of denial. Let me be very clear. Like I honestly think that that also needs to be public. I mean, they don't have to make it public, but if you're denying folks money, I'm not saying you have to blast them or anything, but it would be helpful to know, like, if there was a denial of an application, why. They got to like streamline that process a bit more. They got to streamline processes such as like any conflict of interest. What are they planning to do? This is how you like rewrite policies. Yo, like I started a program from the ground up. These were things as a newer program we had to figure out what discipline was going to look like, transparency, what do you do about the monies, what happens if money's like where it's allocated, billboards and stuff like that. Like stuff like that needs to be put out there. It really does. But especially because it's public funding. Now let me just say this. I love, 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 love the name SPTV Foundation. I really do because first of all, it rings inclusivity. It like what has Aaron said to everybody here? He has said, uh, we're all the SPTB Foundation. It started basically off of social media, right? And really people being hungry from wanting to help out and trying to make a change, right? I love it. I think it's a phenomenal name. And if that's the case, then we're all SPTV. We all have a little bit of like, you know, niche or not niche, but really a real take about the foundation, right? Is it just me who feels that way? Welcome. I'm glad to see some changes coming out. Hey, are you sure? Welcome, love. Um, hey, Blondie. I hope you're well too. Shout out to everybody. We just celebrated our 60K yesterday. Did we? Yes, we did. Shout out to everybody. Hold up, y'all. Let me just check something real quick. Yeah, so I'm totally excited for I'm excited for it. You said baby girl says needs to take things one step at a time. I'm glad they took some advice. Definitely more transparency is appropriate. Anytime people are collecting money publicly, whether it's a GoFundMe or whatever, y'all, transparency is very much important. This is how people get into trouble and stuff like that. And then it becomes questionable, especially like Miriam or other folks that need funding and don't get the support from this said foundation, there needs to be some really good combing through. Kim Watts says members should be part of the foundation, not just the board members. It's a community, not a board. I love this. I love this. Now, I'm kind of wondering, do you guys think? I didn't think, I mean, I was listening to Aaron's stream, but he didn't really talk about there being an advisory on the SPTV Foundation. I'm wondering if he's going to start that. That would be awesome. If he does, love it, love it, love it. But you guys, he did like a members only live, and then he does members only, and then he releases it to the public. So he started answering some questions that people had. Like somebody in the chat, like Nat Cat, had a question about like the paperwork that they were having to fill out. Aaron said it's going to be very similar to the aftermath. However, in another timestamp, he talked about the fact that he was going to make sure that folks didn't have to do like so much paperwork that it becomes kind of questionable of like, you shouldn't have to sign another billion-year contract for, speaking against, or if there was something that you didn't like that's just stupid. It's stupid and it's counterproductive to people feeling safe in a foundation. And I mean, if any of those board members are listening to that, I really hope that they take that and take note of it. Take note of it. Let me see. Stay tuned to the SBTV community. Lots more to come in the near future. SBTV is the name of transparency. Is the game. Oh my God. Is this the official page? Or did somebody just start the page? I'm excited. I'm so excited. I think this is going to be phenomenal. I mean, I was like, does everybody know? And I did some digging. I saw it's official. It's called the SPTV Foundation Inc. I love it. I don't know if this is the official page, but I truly hope that it is. It's awesome. I think it's awesome. All right, hold up. Let me see what else Aaron said about Aaron said about some of the stuff because he said so much. He talked about the name.
See, Perth Scientology Audit. Question. Apparently, the name of the new foundation is the SPTV Foundation. Will people who want to leave feel okay going to SPs if they've been taught they are the enemy?
I heard people had problems with the name SPTV Foundation. What's wrong with the name SPTV? Like, what's wrong? Is it? I mean, as a never in, I guess I don't understand. I think it's a phenomenal name. Like I said, I think it rings inclusivity. I think it rings of like the donors are from this community, and it's everybody that's interested in people getting better. Oh, Pika said, was the page created yesterday? Maybe the real one? I don't know. Did you click it? Is it the real page? I don't know. I'm just wondering. I mean, they're not commenting anymore. So, but I hope so. I mean, if they have an official page, that'd be great. Okay.
Cannot wait for its launch. Good question, Perth Scientology Audit. So the thing is, even with the Aftermath Foundation, anybody reaching out to the Aftermath Foundation for help already knows or knew that they're reaching out to SPs. So like calling it the Aftermath Foundation isn't like tricking people into thinking that they're not SPs working at the foundation. So
I mean, isn't an SP just about anybody? Am I considered an SP? Isn't all 200 and some plus people here that have been supporting exposing Scientology, y'all are considered SPs. So if somebody is leaving, they know that they can be considered an SP. So yeah, I think it's a name that says everybody is together, supportive. We're all SPs, and therefore they're suppressed because of the movement that they're making. You said we've been conditioned to distrust SPs. Yes, We are SPs. Everybody, right? So I think that part of it, people feel like Lamb was saying, because they don't want to be called suppressive. Well, I can understand that piece, but if you're leaving, aren't you considered suppressive? Right. Look at Serge is like, correct. And Serge, I saw your name. I was like, I was being nosy. I'm a nosy dead agent rabbit. And I was like, I was so excited to see your name. You're all SPs in this chat. Nobody has a problem with Scientology is immediately labeled an SP. So when you leave, aren't you considered an SP? All of us, right? All of us. So yeah, like I think it's a perfect name. That's what it is. I think it's a great name. I don't know. I'm an SP. You're an SP. Wouldn't you love to be an SP too? All of us. You're those that are leaving know that they at some point they become SPs, right? Like that's what I thought. I don't know. You said SPR considered anyone who talks negative against Scientology. That's me, that's you, that's all of us. Anybody in the mental health field is considered an SP. So that's automatically me, right? Automatically you, Kim, all of us that have worked in any type of mental health, we're considered SP. So I think it's a phenomenal name. But it's also inclusive of everybody who cares about people that leave and who wants a level of transparency and change. I think it's a phenomenal name. I love it.
Yeah. So yeah, it's not really a thing. Also for any of these people to have become, aware that there is a foundation and that they'd rather get help from the foundation than route out of the Sea Org standardly, according to Scientology's policies and procedures, means these are people who do not care about being declared a special person. In fact, I can tell you from personal experience, when
yeah, right. Search is like you could be a special person, a spiritual person's SP or survivor people. Oh, look at y'all. Think of the many names that you can come up with SPs. Survivor person. I'm thinking of other ones. What is it? I don't know. Y'all come up with some of them. Spiritual person, special persons. What else? What other names can you come up with SP that would have an S and a P? I love it. I think it's great. I don't know.
When someone would reach out to the foundation for help leaving Scientology, and there was any question on my part whether they really understood what they were getting into by accepting help from the foundation, I absolutely made sure. I said, look, do not accept help from the foundation.
Oh my God. I love this. Superpower. Kim said a spicy person. And then Diana, if we could make this into 2 words, sick of Scientology person. I love it. A supportive person. Look at this. Y'all understand what SP really stands for outside of the traditional, a suppressive person? No. You could be a spicy person, sick of Scientology person, sick of a cult person, if we can make that into 1 word, exacto, right? A super duper person. I love it. I love it. Let me see. You said DOA says, does the foundation have a number? The new foundation? I don't know. I think that there's an email, like you guys could probably contact Aaron at Growing Up Scientology. Hold up. Let me share his email. He's got that Gmail. Let me see. Growing up in Scientology at gmail.com if you guys want to contact Aaron, and he looks into that. The new foundation right now, I think they have an email. I don't think they have a phone number quite yet. Do I like my jalapenos? That makes me an SP. Yes, love. You can't eat jalapenos, I guess. Do Scientologists eat jalapenos? Probably not. I don't know, man. They can't be spicy persons. SP is a supportive connotation because we're on the supportive side. SP, supportive people. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Yes. And I love anything spicy. Absolutely. Absolutely. But yeah, I'm down. I love the new name. I think it's great.
Unless you're prepared to get declared. Because if you're holding on to something that you feel is precious and it would hurt you to lose it, you have to understand that one of the best chances you have of losing that is to accept help from the Aftermath Foundation. The moment anyone finds out, like if anyone in Scientology finds that out, you're done. And it's really one of these things where you want people to know exactly what they're getting themselves into.
That's right.
And that's why the foundation, both the old one and the new one, never got into the business of trying to convince people to leave Scientology. The foundations are not in the business of convincing people to leave Scientology. And that's literally how I would respond both on phone calls and in emails with people. Is like, no. Once you know this is what you want to do, boom, we help you, all of it, beginning to end, top to bottom. No question about it.
Awesome.
But until you're sure, you need to be sure before.
Yeah. So I guess, yes, we are. I guess if you would receive help from any foundation, even if it's the aftermath, yeah, you would need to kind of be ready for anybody to come at you. You said a secular parishioner, a secular person. Are you sure? I mean, a secular person could be an SP, right? I don't know. Just thinking. And you're right. We Mexicans, people, we love spicy. That's our That's in our blood. You already know. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Yes, Mr. Blow Drill. Thank you for being here. So I thought it was great that he addressed the name for those that were like, well, I don't like the name. Well, I think the name is fucking fantastic. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, wait. Let me go to an hour and 16. Hold up.
Brandy, you're a fine girl, says, did I miss when you're going to announce all the board members on your new foundation? I'm excited for everyone.
I love that.
I think this should definitely be celebrated. Yeah, I feel like I just want to save it for like what I'm calling the soft opening, when the website's ready and the accounts are set up and they're linked together, and it feels like the right time to tell people, hey, you can send in donations. The truth is you can start sending in donations right now if you really, really want to. Like,
do you know if I don't know if Aaron clarified this, but somebody in the chat might know, is he going to have an advisory board too? Because that would be awesome. It'd be awesome if they had a volunteer advisory board. I know a lot of people. There were some people in my chat that were like wanting to, and I kept directing them to Aaron's email about an advisory board for his thing. I said, well, you guys gotta contact Aaron and see if that would be a possibility. Tim said SP also can stand for squirrel people.
like, but
a superstar person, you're right. That's an SP.
Like, if someone emails me and says, where can I send a donation? I will answer your question. I'm not like trying to prove. If people want to start mailing checks in, it's okay. I just kind of wanted to wait for like a good time where it seems a little more prepared, a little more organized. The forms on the website are ready. The email addresses are all set up. The website's all set up.
Oh.
Maybe a PayPal, a Cash App, a Venmo.
Wait, it's Kim says it's an SP day. Isn't it St. Patrick's Day? Now that is crazy. SP St. Patrick's Day. That's crazy. I didn't even think of that, Kim. Did not even think of that. No worries. Happy St. Patrick's, everybody. No worries, Doc. I'm just like, I didn't even think of that. Wow. Wow. You think that an advisory board is a great idea? When I heard about the foundation, because it creates more diversity instead of people. Now, the members in an advisory board don't always have to like they're volunteers, right? So if they're needed, they're needed. If they're not, they're not, right? But that would be awesome, because that's just, a great thing. It allows for more diversity in the board as well. You said, oh, hell no, go to college and take a core psych class and boom, you're an SP. There you go. Yes, that is why they don't care much for higher degree. That's right, Helen. That's right. So y'all are SPs. We see each other, Kim. We see each other. We certainly do. SP day yesterday. Now I'm celebrating as a sleepy person. Sleepy person? Lord. Yeah, see? I love the SP name. I think it's great.
We won't be able to do the fun YouTube live stream fundraiser where you just click donate, because for that, there's a further approval process that's required through Google and YouTube in order to set that up. So yeah, so the answer to your question is I'm just waiting. Honestly, I'm waiting until the website's ready. How about that? Waiting until the website is ready.
Okay. See, smart person, a sound person can be an SP. See, all the great names that we can come out of this. You said a sleepy person too. Lord have mercy. The name sounds good to folks outside the cult and those that follow Aaron. But using SPTV to someone in Church of Scientology, they may not understand. And well, why would they want to come out to a TV entity? I don't know. I mean, they're coming out. And who said it was a TV entity? It's just a name. I don't know. Early riser says, listen, I don't know about the name. I mean, let me know. What do you guys think of that? I guess it's another argument to that. Using the name sounds good to folks outside the cult and those that follow Aaron. Well, the name sounds good. I mean, Serge is in the chat. He loved the name. There's other people that were in the cult that also felt okay about the name, you know? But using SPTV to someone in Church of Scientology, they may not understand. And well, why would they want to come out with TV entity? I don't know, y'all. A stunning person? Yes. Stunning person. You think it's a great name? I think it's a great name too. You said if someone is never in, maybe people like me are missing something. Help us understand. Right. I agree. Um, you said the leaking was so disappointed. Hold up. All right, let me go up. I'm trying to catch up to these comments, y'all. Survivor person. That's right, Rabbit. Survivor person. Let's see. Be great if the SP term becomes devoid of Scientology's definition and becomes just what does SP mean to you in the most positive sense to all survivors. I love that. I think it's great. Love Aaron, and the new foundation should be great. Let me see. Hold up. What else are you guys saying? Survivors. That is true. They don't get much sleep in there, says Carol. SP since 1980. Thank you, college, and double down in the nursing school. Ooh, Lori. Shout out to Lori in Georgia. Somebody will not come to an SP until they're out unless they're under the radar. There are a lot of under the radar people that come to SPTV. I would agree with you on that. How do we know that a lot of under the radar folks aren't in these chats? We don't know. They could be under a different name. We don't know what that looks like. You know what I'm saying? They could very well be watching some of the streams that we are doing, and they could be like, "Well, that rabbit girl is up here, and she's a social worker, and she's worked in government, and she's talking about trauma, and she's talking about people being able, like, you just never really know." There's probably a lot of people that are in Scientology that are watching some of our stuff. Like, I don't doubt it. You said, I'll believe the AF when I see Mark, Mike, and Claire off the board completely. Ooh, Lord have mercy. You think I think the name is great. Hold up. People come to, yeah, I just read that. Hold up. So getting used to the idea of SP feeling safe to communicate their experience takes time, says Mr. Blowdrill. Thank you, Mr. Blowdrill, for saying that. You said DOA says last night a man left the blue building and said he was banished from the church. I heard that you had confronted somebody like that. And when I told him there was an SPTV, hold up, your message cut off. Question, Rabbit, is this a question for me? You said question, is it true that MR, MH, and CH are routing off the board, or is that a happy rumor? That's what I heard. I believe it was Maryland's stream. I don't know. I honestly, like at this point, like I said, I think it's a conflict of interest to have all execs on a board. I feel that, right? However, I think they can be an asset because they are all execs, right? There's an asset behind that. So if they were more advisors to a board, that would be better. But I think that I'm gonna be honest with you, as an outsider, right? So take my thoughts for whatever you want. Okay. You can agree with them, you can disagree with them. I think the name Aftermath has so much Hollywood to it. And I've come to realize that it's become more about Hollywood. I hate to say it this way. It's become more about the Hollywood, the image, the stories, and making some feel good propaganda versus really saying it for what it is. Um, I personally feel like they have helped some people, don't get me wrong, but I also feel like they've hurt some people along the way. And part of them hurting people has been because they are they were executives in this cult, and their decision making had an impact on this other generation. You can't just act like that's not what didn't happen. You have to understand that. And so, in order for people to really heal from trauma, they have to be able to confront that piece. You don't just listen. I got a deadly fear of spiders. I got trauma. I was traumatized by a huge spider. All right. And I'm working on it every day. I hate spiders. I see one and I literally will blow torch the place to kill them. Mother sucker. I really will. Okay. But there's something there. I have to be able to confront it. And even talking about it, I get like my hands get all weird. And that's what the trauma response is, reactive. And people want answers. Jamie Mustard wants answers. Liz Spears wants answers. Miriam wants answers. Search deserves answers. A lot of people deserve answers. So do I feel like these people can be an asset? Absolutely. They are. However, it's been more harmful to a certain degree because they haven't quite had an understanding or at least ownership to how their stuff played into where these people are at today. I hope that that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? I hope that that makes sense. But yeah, you said Aftermath Foundation is super serious sounding. SPTV Foundation sounds a little lighter, says Michelle. The name is inclusive, and you don't leave Church of Scientology just because of the name. May it be SPTVF or AF, people leaving are aware that they will be SPs in the eyes of a cult. Thank you so much. And that's what I was trying to say earlier. Neuropsych says, I'm going to try to review as much as I can. Neuropsych says there's a fine line between helping people and getting them to take a chance to trust. Victims are not going to be comfortable or trusting. It takes time. Neuropsych, there's people like Aaron was saying in this live stream, there are people that leave and don't always reach out to the foundation. They don't need help. But there's some people out there that have been emotionally, mentally affected by this foundation, and then they get excommunicated, and there's family members that don't communicate with them that are stuck there, right? So yeah, I could definitely understand their it's just the healing that needs to occur. Tim says, Rabbit, the way I see it, it may be a person suffering lingering conditioning, maybe a little he leery of the SP title, but I don't think it's a big issue, says Tim. Shout out to Tim. I agree with you on that one. People leaving around know that there's a huge potential for them to be declared SPs anyways. A name of a foundation isn't going to stop them from getting help. Thank you, Jordy T. I agree. Let me see. Hold up. Safe place, that's right. Safe place, shiny people, Lord. We, AS, and MP also need to route out. You said, I feel uncomfortable giving the Aftermath Foundation name, but a number, but I did. Looking forward to their contact info for Aaron. Yeah, I mean, I would just give Aaron's email. That could be, something that would help. I don't think there is a number quite yet. They just got started. The three additions to the AF board are conveniently very render friendly people. So far, it seems only cosmetic changes. So people shut up. Well, let me tell you something. At some point, plastic surgery gets ugly. If it's cosmetic, plastic surgery gets ugly. All right. There's a lot of upkeep that you got to do, the Botox, the injections, the fillers. I mean, the shit goes droopy, the shit goes up. It gets ugly. So we'll see. So, but I'm hoping for the best for them. Please know that I'm saying this wholeheartedly. I'm hoping for the best, especially if they have an advisory board that can help them out. Um, you said you love spiders. Fuck spiders. I don't like spiders. You can't with spiders. It's a scary process. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Having more than one foundation can only help people find their healing path. Right. Blow drill. And if one foundation is not helpful, maybe the other one will be. The more the merrier, especially more that, you don't have foundations that can specialize in this. You said you can buy sticky. Y'all are stop with it. Yes, I know I can buy sticky traps and everything, but I cannot. You said rabbit's secret is to get closer to the fear. Yes, that's my secret in a safer way. It's good in a small dosage. Now I'm just telling you, I have had some stories about spiders. But I used to live when I was younger. My trauma comes as a child, so that's why it's taken me a minute to really address it. I agree with Rabbit. There needs to be resources available to help them manage a new way of life, like an advocate of sorts. And Aaron talked a little bit about that on this stream, so you guys check it out because he gives a little bit more detail and he guys timestamps, so you guys can get kind of see where he talks about the foundation. The new foundation needs to be separated from the SPTV name because it ties the YT statements, actions of creators directly to the foundation. People could feel like they have to share their story. I don't think that they would have to. Give me one. I don't. I don't think so. I personally don't think so. I don't think, at least number, that they don't have to. First of all, if they're leaving and they're you know, we would have to survey the typical person that is leaving and calling. Like, and I don't know if the Aftermath Foundation, this would be great data. That's shout out to your comment. This would be great data to have, right? And let me give you guys an example. When I had a program and I started programming government, we would have to do some data pulling on like the kind of referrals that we were receiving. So if somebody's calling and asking for help, you have to, like, if it's a lot of people, you have to start kind of figuring out like what are those social factors or those indicators, like what percentage of people are leaving the foundation, or excuse me, are leaving the cult that have never heard of the foundation. Survey that, right? And these could be self-disclosed surveys, anonymous surveys, right? That could be very well for like data and numbers to figure out, all right, so guys, in 2024 when the foundation started, uh, uh, I don't know, 75% of the people that reached out to the SPTV Foundation, we found out that they had never heard of SPTV Foundation, that they just happened to stumble upon this number. And then we put in like through a card, through word of mouth, through somebody in social media, like those kinds of things. So you start kind of breaking down that data and try to figure out where they heard it. Now, nobody that has left the Aftermath Foundation, my understanding is that nobody's forced to tell their story. I mean, it's great that they do because it's great media for them. But I think that that's just kind of another thing as far as data going that could really help us establish that. And then that could also kind of help establish the mission statement, and all of that. But yeah, I don't think that they would feel like they need to tell their story, at least in my opinion. He's not a fan of the protesters. It only proves that what they are told about the outside SP world. He feels the focus be aimed on the top of the org. Well, then they can do what they got to do, you know? I'm just saying. I agree with Rabbit. I think an advocacy program for people that are coming out would be very helpful to those in need. Absolutely. Aaron, always taking the extra step. Yes, the only opinion about the SPTV Foundation is that I hope that they get someone other than Aaron to check the emails. LOL. If Aaron is listening, y'all give him that feedback. Say, Aaron, hey, Aaron, get somebody to check those emails. There you go. See, Paula, I let him know. If he I don't know if he's watching, but if he does watch, you get somebody to do it. Remember back in the old days, it was a worry of Aaron that people might feel obligated to tell their stories in the AF about the nation. Right. So I think that that is something that he'll probably take into consideration, you know? Well, you can't call it SPF, would be too triggering for Sea Org members leaving. Also, there'll be confusion over merch, superclass, etc. And those donations to be a foundation or creators. Although those are great questions that I think you have. And I honestly think that you could totally email those to some of those which by the way, it's public. The foundation members are public. It's up on that website, where you can actually find it. Email them, ask them. Like, these are things that I think is they're appreciated questions that need to be answered, you know? Aaron wants to use the SPTV name in the foundation because he considers all of us the foundation. We're all stakeholders. I love that. I love that I'm considered a stakeholder. Um, and I love that, yo. I mean, that just like I love that. I can't even tell you how much I love that. And I'm a watcher. I'm not always up to date on everything because I cover a lot of true crime and stuff, but I love that. I think it's inclusivity, even though like it's inclusivity of everybody, you know? Let me see. Calling someone a suppressive person is a Scientology tactic to put someone down, says Nebulous. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It's like if there's one thing that I have learned about this community, you know, we got to learn how to turn it around into something positive. Like suppressive person, spicy person. Somebody, y'all came up with these names. Special person, St. Patty's Day. I don't know. I'm just thinking of the different things. I think it's important that after living and depending on close-knit community for so long, that they feel that there's a community waiting for them. Caroline, one thing about social work that community is so important. And so, like Miss Kim was saying in there, the advocacy work, the check-in that comes after that, like after you leave that foundation, knowing that there's probably going to be somebody calling you and saying, "Hey, how you doing? Are you doing good?" Or excuse me, after you leave the cult and you seek support or help or resources from this foundation, whichever one, people call and say, "Hey, like, what's going on? You doing okay? Do you need anything? Can I connect you to your local food resource, your food bank?" It's not just so much tapping into the money bank. It's about the person that is helping with that advocacy being able to like identify the local food bank or the local mental health resource that's out there, or more specialized folks that are specialized in kind of healing from occult mental health services type of deal, whatever that looks like. Yes, yes. Hold up, let me see what you guys are saying. Oh my god, so many comments, y'all, I can't even keep up. You said, "I take it back. You have no idea how proudly I call myself a queer, just like I'm a proud SP." Fleaboard Warriors. Shout out to the Fluffer Squirrel UK. Shout out to them. You take that power back when you make the light of the SP bad. I do. Um, Take it back, yo. Just like the dead agent. Just like when somebody tries to let me tell you something. How you defeat somebody is by taking the power back. That's something, whether it's been this or somebody else attacking me online, girl, I will take it. I will wear that crown and I will make that mother effer look good. That's what I do. That's what I have to do because people will attack you and give misinformation. Like, take it back. That's what you do. And that's one thing. Is you got to do what you got to do. Just like hip hip hooray. There you go. Taking your power back is standing in your truth. That's right. Nobody can hurt you if you stand in your truth. You got to embrace it. When you embrace the SP name, the Church of Scientology considers it derogatory. It can diminish the negative connotation the cult intends, just like calling protesters squirrels. Thank you. All the Squirrel Squad, they took it back. They said, "No, this is cute. We're gonna make it." I mean, what? Let me tell you something about squirrels. Just like rabbits. Have you ever had a whole? Okay, rabbits. Good example. If you ever had an infestation of rabbits or squirrels, rabbits eating your stuff up or it's annoying, right? But they're called the fluffle. More than one rabbit is called a fluffle, right? So that's why I call you all the fluffle. So, yeah, like take that power back to what people typically try to make things negative or whatever. A squirrel. Squirrels, you can do whatever. I mean, they will come back. And I don't know about you guys, but squirrels, they bite. All right. They will attack and they will jump on you. Okay. They will. They don't play around. So yeah, take the power back, make it into a positive. It is what it is. Yes, the fluffle, the fluffle. Thank you. I tried. Sending that insult about dogs and fleas along your way was the biggest mistake ever. That's right. That's right. What did I say? Was it dogs and fleas? And we are cult free? Yeah, hell yeah. I mean, we're it's not in here anymore. There's nothing. There's nothing. There's nothing to defend. Never is, but definitely an SP. I'm suppressing the nonsense that is Scientology and Laura, everything else that comes from it, right? Where can we see the board members? Well, it's public information on their, what is it, Sunbiz website, like the Florida State website. You can search up the foundation there, and it's all public information, of course. I don't want to put it out there because it's not redacted. So, I'm trying to be careful, but I mean, it's up there. And guess what? Lawyer, what is it? Zach, your lawyer friend, is also part of it. Like, I love it. I love the never ends. I First of all, I love Zach, your lawyer friend's kind of legal mind. I think that's freaking awesome. What else? Serge is in it. There's so many other people that are in it. You guys got to go check it out. Check it out. Check it out. You said that it's so condescending. You know, it is. It really is, Truly it is. But I'm so, like I said, yes, your lawyer, Zach Friend. Thank you. I believe he's part of that board member too. There's a couple of well-known folks in there. So yeah, you guys, I'm excited for this. And I mean, this is gonna be good. But like I said, I'm also very much like for the Aftermath Foundation, like I said, I really hope that they work on, being more trauma informed, more about truly helping those that are out there, that they get a little bit more education in their stuff. Yeah, I that's my hope and wish for them, that that it's less celebrity and more about awareness. That's just my thought, you know? That's how I feel. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. All right, y'all. I gotta go. I just wanted to talk about this. Shout out to Serge, who was in the chat. I know DOA was in the chat. There's a couple of folks here in the chat. Thank you guys. Miss Lori was in the chat. Thank you. Wim, you're late. Well, I'm leaving. I gotta head out, you guys, because it's Sunday and I got baby Bunny to tend to. But let me know what you guys think in the chat. Let me know. I mean, you all agree with me, disagree with me. That is okay if you disagree with me. This is, y'all can disagree with me or agree with me, whatever, whatever. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, okay? You said I have a dog with no fleas. Look at there. There you go. Well, that's great. Dogs and fleas can be friends too. All right, guys. You guys have a great Sunday. I'll see you guys on the next one. Rabbits out. Bye, guys.